They bring color and class to the catwalk, introducing new styles and trends. The influential Lanvin, the legendary Kenzo, the stylish Max Azria, the fun and sophisticated Cynthia Rowley, and Giles Deacon, styling up the British fashion scene. French fashion house Lanvin has become one of the most influential fashion labels over the years with their romantic, colourful and chic collections. Founded by Jean Lanvin in the late 1800s, after designing clothes for her daughter, the clothing company was gaining attention from the wealthy, wanting outfits for their children. With her reputation growing, Lanvin was soon making dresses for some of the most famous people in Europe, which led to her status as a couturier and one of the most influential designers of the 1920s and 30s. And the Lanvin empire began. Detailed trimmings, skilled embroidery, decorations and colour became the Lanvin trademark. After her death in the 1940s, Lanvin has continued to grow with a number of owners and directors, as well as a handful of designers continuing to create beautiful women's ready-to-wear and stylish men's ready-to-wear collections. From 1992 till 2001, Paris-born Dominique Molotti, who built his reputation and experience from working at some of France's most respected fashion houses, was artistic director for women's and men's ready-to-wear collections. For his men's collection, he described his clothes as comfortable, tailored, and designed for men who are not afraid of a splash of colour, which was revealed in his 1997 Spring and Summer collection. For classical wear, there were lots of three-button suits in dramatic colours, and the casual look was made up of bright, unstructured jackets in zipped and Saharian styles. And for evening time, a soft and languid look was favoured. From 1996 to 1998, Brazilian designer Osamar Versolato worked for the House of Lanvin for the women's ready-to-wear. Considered a rising talent in the fashion world, he took no risks in presenting his second ready-to-wear collection for Lanvin with airline stewardess uniforms, Jackie Kennedy ensembles and basic black cocktail dresses. Late 2001, Israeli fashion designer Albert Elbaz was appointed the artistic director for all of Lanvin's collections, and season after season has created luxury chic clothing. His 2007 Paris ready-to-wear show with Lanvin received a standing ovation from critics, with draped toga gowns and ruffled satin cocktail dresses. Feathers also made an appearance in the collection, dressing up voluminous satin and silk dresses in bright red, green and midnight blue. Elbaz balanced creativity with commercial savvy in his Autumn-Winter 2008 Lanvin show, which focused on little black dresses of the oh-so-chic Parisian kind and featured a cropped version of the black satin one-sleeve dress that Tilda Swinton wore to the Oscars. But he saved the best for last, jewellery including chunky necklaces glistening with oversized fake rocks. Spring-Summer 2009 saw a collection for a real woman, as soft silhouettes played with asymmetry, peppered with off-the-shoulder looks and with various volumes and proportions around the shoulder and hip. The hot pink and electric blue leopard print dresses were a hit as soon as they paraded down the runway. Dutch menswear designer Lucas Ossendrijver joined the team in 2005 and hadn't missed a step with his men's ready-to-wear displays. Recent collections have seen crisp raincoats and boxy blazers take to the runway, with outfits that have stayed true to Lanvin's reputation for understated elegance. Lanvin in recent years has received a growing number of celebrity fans and clientele. Their Paris catwalk shows have seen in attendance Mila Jovovich and Jessica Alba, while other stars have walked the red carpet in Lanvin gowns. Gwyneth Paltrow was in full diva mode at the Cannes Film Festival Chopard Trophy Awards in 2008, looking glam wearing a white toga dress, and Drew Barrymore was seen at her film premiere in a black silk strapless Lanvin dress with nude satin detailing. As one of the oldest existing fashion houses worldwide, Lanvin's fashions have constantly mirrored elegance and sophistication, while always remaining chic. The House of Kenzo, with its original and chic collections, has gone on to create a style and name for itself that's become legendary in the world of fashion. Having begun in 1970 by Japanese fashion designer Kenzo Takada, the House of Kenzo is now recognized the world over, with its array of lines including clothing, perfumes and skincare products. Kenzo Takada, like most fashion designers, developed his love for fashion at a young age. In the late 50s, he attended the prestigious fashion school of Tokyo, Bunker Fashion College, receiving his diploma, then moving on to Paris, where he would eventually go on to create the house we all know and love today. In the beginning, Kenzo opted for the less expensive fabrics. However, this saw him mixing materials together to create bold and fantastic outfits. And because of his classic shapes and joyous, colourful fabrics, he is considered the most Parisian of the Japanese designers. By the mid-90s, the Japanese designer was feeling more at home with summer clothes than with winter garments, and unveiled a typically relaxed and pleasing menswear collection in Paris. Cream-coloured suits had some individual touches, and there was an Edwardian feel to some of his designs, notably three-piece suits with high waistcoats and high-button jackets. Pale colours like buttermilk, pistachio, pastel blue and cream dominated, but the designer also showed a line of silk suits and jackets in vivid tangerine, cerise, emerald and mustard. Some of Kenzo's catwalk shows had a dramatic or theatrical feel to them. His autumn-winter show in the late 90s showed a little of his imagination with a ready-to-wear collection held at the Carrousel de Louvre in Paris, inspired by the Orient silhouettes. A variety of caftans, burnous with long pointy hoods, capes and floor-length skirts flowing suavely over tapered pants all made an appearance on the runway. So did touches of leopard and tiger print. Colours of deep reds and oranges mingled in complicated jacquards. After his retirement, French designer Gilles Rosier took over the women's wear line. He scored an impressive victory for the House of Kenzo with a debut collection strong on ethnic variety. He skillfully blended ethnic influences from around the world, just like Kenzo, with whom he worked for 3 years before taking the reins. In late 2000, Kenzo took menswear on a magical carpet ride, transforming a plain sports hall into a smoky souk, in a line that, according to Kenzo's men's department director, Michael Rosenfelder, was inspired by the Orient. He also added that Kenzo was looking into new developments. In 2003, Italian designer Antonio Maris took over as the creative director for Kenzo Women's Wear. His clothing tells a story and creates originality for women who are looking for something authentic. In 2005, he sent out a lavish, colourful collection that once again mesmerised the Kenzo crowd. The stage was designed to resemble a boardwalk in Normandy sometime early last century, with passengers from a docked cruise ship strolling out and showing off their finery. A kaleidoscope of styles, looks, prints, patterns and periods made for a romantic venture, with a breathtaking finale that included a parade of floral evening gowns. In 2007, Kenzo presented a chic and sexy collection with Latin inspiration, where rippling skirts with giant rose prints and poncho-style capes in tartan prints punctuated the Argentine-flavoured display. With 14 dancers strutting to a spirited tango, the elaborate staging was designed for maximum visual impact. Kenzo, having been around for many years, has created a new world in fashion by mixing in different cultures. And even after Kenzo Takada's retirement, fellow designers have continued with his trademark look. With a mass of colours, shapes and designs, Kenzo's chic look will continue to impress fashion lovers from every corner of the world. Max Azria, who is also the creator of BCBG, has taken the world by storm with his popular women's collections that have helped build his label into a fashion empire. Originally from Tunisia, Azria began his fashion career in Paris before moving to California. It was here in the 1980s that he created his label BCBG, Bon Chic, Bon Genre. Translated to English means good style, good attitude. BCBG has now become internationally known in the fashion world and the entertainment industry, being popular amongst many celebrities. Created to bring European sophistication to American women, BCBG became fashionable from its trendy, chic and unique styles. Having founded the mid-scale clothing line in 1989, 20 years on, it's still just as popular. The late 90s saw Azria's and BCBG's casual styles, featuring a lot of black in leather and fabrics, with chiffon blouses and cashmere sweaters. Evening wear featured black and charcoal tones, sheer tops and tuxedo trousers. Azria said his clothing is a celebration of the beauty of the woman. 10 years on, Azria boasted feminine, flirty dresses. All runway pieces were fluid with a colour palette of muted browns, creams, pinks with touches of metallic. Some dresses had unique embellishments, such as draped pockets or leather wrap belts. More recently, he showed another BCBG collection dominated by dresses at the New York Fashion Week. Dresses with crisscrossed fabric, draped on the bias and dropped waists in rose and sepia and other muted colours were the mainstay of the collection. The dresses were also combined with metallic golden tights. Not only has Azria released a number of lines within his label, he also acquired the Hervé Leger fashion house in 1998. He relaunched the label in 2007 with his own designs and debuted his Hervé Leger collection during New York Fashion Week in early 2008 with micro mini dresses that were inspired by Parisian fashions. The collection used brightly blended colours which were hand-painted onto fabrics, and a slew of Hollywood actresses and singers came out wearing the form-fitting dresses. Former model-turned-actress Joy Bryant posed with the designer wearing a skin-tight orange dress. For his 2008 Hervé Leger spring collection, Azria opted for the stretchy, sexy bandage look, as well as adding leather and sparkle to the catwalk. The finale of the show was a parade of swimsuits in many colours with many cutouts. Since his launch, many celebrities have embraced his designs, either appearing at his catwalk shows or showing them off on the red carpet, whether it's for BCBG, Hervé Leger or his own Max Azria line. Child star Dakota Fanning walked the red carpet at Palm Springs International Film Festival Gala in a strapless pale blue BCBG number, saying it was perfect and it just fit, while Miley Cyrus looked all grown up in her Hervé Leger for Max Azria black gown. Amanda Bynes attended 2009's Critics' Choice Awards wearing a hot pink Hervé Leger bandage dress, leaving not a great deal to the imagination, while Angelina Jolie looked stunning in a gorgeous one-sleeve Max Azria gown. Jolie also turned up to the 15th Annual Screen Actors Guild Awards, colour coordinating with her beau Brad Pitt in a navy blue Max Azria dress. With his stylish and popular designs, Max Azria and BCBG have turned into a massive label. And within that, he has managed to build an amazing portfolio with over 20 brands. With a label that offers so much variety, this powerhouse has become one of the most sought-after fashion houses in the world. Chic American fashion designer Cynthia Rowley has become one of the most recognizable personalities in the world of fashion with her unusual, fun and sophisticated designs. Growing up in Barrington, Illinois, Rowley was only 7 when she created her first dress. After high school, she attended the School of Art Institute of Chicago and sold her first collection to a number of leading stores in New York. Her collections have grown to now include women's wear, menswear, shoes, eyewear and accessories, just to mention a few, and are sold in her stores that are spread out all across the world, from the United States to Asia, and even on her online boutique. Her collections have been described to have a whiff of the carefree, simple spirit, while also being flirty and vibrant. She launched her own business in the early 1980s and since then has grown into an award-winning designer, mingling with the rich and famous and even dressing some well-known stars such as Rebecca Romijn, who turned up at the Hollywood Style Awards in 2006 to accept her Hollywood Glamazon Award wearing a black and blue bow-tied Cynthia Rowley satin dress. As an avid fan of contemporary art, Rowley can sometimes show her unusual tastes in her collections. In 1996, she was one of the top designers in New York and was among the 26 designers who teamed with designated apprentices to show a range of summer and autumn clothes made entirely from threads spun from recycled plastic bottles.
I've played around with a lot of ideas of recycling things, using bottle caps and, different things on the garments sort of for fun, but I think really where you can really make a difference is by using fabrics that are all from recycled materials.
It took 35,000 plastic bottles to make 52 eco-spun garments that were modeled at the Fall Spring Show in New York City. The fashion designer was also inspired to put Tupperware on the catwalks in 2005. At a New York Fashion Week runway show, Rowley had Tupperware accessories for the models. And for her idea of having models float down the runway, she used Tupperware for plastic-soled shoes and also designed custom Tupperware headbands. It may seem like an unusual idea, but Rowley believed that such Tupperware designs could make it to the Museum of Modern Art or the Guggenheim. Being a mother who is often hurried and doesn't have too much time to get dressed, she used this as inspiration for her 2006 collection, which focused on polished feminine dresses with high boots. The result was fun and girly with a grown-up attitude as models hit the runway in an explosion of colour, mostly variations of blue with some deep reds and bright pinks. Fabrics ranged from silks to metallic mesh and brocade. Dress necklines varied from V-necks to cowl necks, and boots had whimsical details like gold embellishments and pink-coloured heels. This collection for Rowley had a sweet theme geared toward women with a fun sense of style. Her Spring '08 collection at New York Fashion Week had a sporty yet decidedly feminine feel, which was inspired by the French leisured class of the 1970s.
Lots of pockets and everything and sporty details, which I think makes it more modern and, less retro, directly.
Using a lot of silk chiffon, her lines were long and lean, and the colours varied from cobalt blue to camel. And in keeping with her sporty theme, at the end of the show, her models clumsily biked off stage. Her creative efforts have proved successful, being honoured with awards from the Council of Fashion Designers of America, receiving the esteemed Perry Ellis Award for Women's Wear, followed a few seasons later with the new Menswear Design Talent Award. With her outgoing personality and whimsical creations, Cynthia Rowley's place in the fashion industry as one of America's most stylish designers has certainly been cemented. Renowned British fashion designer Giles Deacon has managed to combine fantasy with chic to become one of Britain's most popular stylists. Having studied at Central St Martin's College of Art and Design alongside other successful designers Alexander McQueen and Luella Bartley, Deacon got his start in fashion by designing for high fashion houses like Bottega Veneta, Louis Vuitton and Gucci under the watchful eye of the fashionable Tom Ford from 1998 until 2002. By 2003, he had begun his own label, Giles, and was showing his ability to combine skillful technique and fancy designs with a sense of humour, and is credited with injecting high-octane glamour into British fashion. He demonstrated his hot new label in a dramatic, Gothic-inspired show held in a converted ruined church in early 2005, and this was the rising star's third collection shown at London Fashion Week.
It's always been, highly sophisticated and very kind of leading in its field, but I think over the past few years it's really developed in the whole business perspective and the way in which the productions are done and now kind of compete on a global international level, which I think it really needed for a time.
His clothes had a sophisticated couture feel, but with a modern edge. Plush velvets in deep emerald green, jet black and rich gold were formed into draped dresses and voluminous coats. For day wear, Deacon showed tailored trouser suits, tight leggings and crisp cotton shirts, often trimmed with velvet. 2005 also saw him bring some sophistication to the catwalk at London Fashion Week, with designs for women over 40 in mind. And to emphasize this, he employed a more mature selection of models, with early 90s supermodel Linda Evangelista opening and closing the show. The Spring-Summer 2006 collection were a lot more simple and streamlined, featuring an Egyptian-style see-through black dress, a pinstriped jacket and skirt with puff pockets, a white mini dress with thick black zip up the back, and outfits mainly one-coloured, occasionally finished off with hats or a headdress. Coats and suits were structured with neatly tailored collars and pin-tucked waists, while fabrics consisted of silk, stiff satin and taffeta in a subdued palette including cream, white and taupe. By 2008, he had displayed some truly stunning shows, and also some quite bizarre ones. He unveiled a collection that was inspired by the 1980s popular culture icon Pac-Man. In a collection that featured 37 outfits, his rather unusual creations mixed attractive dresses in a variety of colours with some astonishing headgear resembling the video game characters, all chasing one another down the catwalk. And in true Giles style, the audience was able to capture his feminine tailoring, which featured elegant finale gowns suitable for the red carpet. Although Deacon himself has hit the red carpet a number of times, being named the British Fashion Designer of the Year in 2006, as well as receiving a number of nominations for Red Carpet Designer of the Year, he's more used to dressing people for it than walking on it. His legion of fans include actress Tandy Newton and model Agnes Dean, who knew exactly which dress of Deacon she wanted to wear to the 2007 British Fashion Awards. Lily Allen has also appeared numerous times in his gowns, and at the Glamour Woman of the Year Awards in 2008 stood out with her shocking pink hair colour and pink dress that was decorated with images of Bambi. So is it just coincidence that Giles Deacon's introduction into the world of fashion occurred around the same time the British fashion scene flourished? Or was it his stylish designs and rapidly growing success that gave him his growing clientele and fan base that had something to do with it? Who knows? But what we do know is that Giles Deacon has created a truly stylish image.